Hello friends, welcome to Right Clicks with Saravana. Last week I was in Administrative Training Academy for my midterm career program. All the participants have been asked to name a leader of his or her own choice and the leadership trait we appreciate in that particular leader. I thought about many people, but finally I ended up mentioning about Mahendra Singh Dhoni. There are many leadership traits, friends. But the one leadership trait for which I really admire MS Dhoni is resilience. In today's life, whether it is your professional or personal life, the emotional upsets and stress are bound to happen. You just can't avoid them. So it is basically how you manage those upsets and stress, how quickly you recover from those upsets, that matters a lot. That is resilience. So resilience is nothing but the rapidity in which you bounce back, the rapidity in which you come back to normal. Okay, you bring your mental emotional equilibrium to normal level quickly and easily. That's all about resilience. So resilience is basically staying positive in the face of adversities. It is also the ability not to lose sight of one's purpose or desire in life. So friends, the question now is, why do some people like Dhoni are more resilient when compared to many others? Is it genetic? The scientific studies, thanks to a lot of brain studies, have proved beyond doubt that there are certain brain circuits that help in your resilience. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter responsible for the feelings of warmth, tranquility, and the state of well-being. It has been proved that there is a variable gene specifically located in some individuals which is responsible for secretion of more serotonin. But friends, genetics alone doesn't explain resilience. It's more about the non-genetic reasons. Dr. Richard Davidson, a very popular neuroscientist, he claims that the well-being is a skill. And he mentions four basic components of this well-being. The most important one being resilience. And he explains a very important factor called neuroplasticity as the reason for resilience in many individuals. So friends, what is neuroplasticity? Neuroplasticity is the power to overcome and create a resilient brain. Neuroplasticity means creating neural circuits in the brain, and these structural changes in the brain will be reflected in the improved behavior, thinking, and actions. So the individuals who show a rapid recovery from the adverse situations are found to be having specific neural circuits in their brain that helps those individuals in showing more resilience. Such individuals are found to be having higher levels of well-being also. Rick Hanson, in his beautiful book, explains that changing your mind for the better means changing your brain for the better. The brain constantly remodels its structure depending upon the experiences it follows. And he also says, like any other skill which can be learned, resilience also can be practiced and learned. But the important thing is regular practice. This is exactly what Dr. Richard Davidson also says. He talks about mindful meditation. He speaks of thousands of hours of practice will really help in improving the resilience to a very higher levels. So friends, the takeaways in this video: resilience is not an inborn trait. Of course, there are some very minor genetic reasons, but it can be overcome by learning it. And how we can really learn it? You can improve your resilience by intentionally changing your actions and thoughts. Through neuroplasticity, you can really create neural circuits in the brain which are really important to improve resilience, and these structural changes in the brain is really possible and it has been proved beyond doubt. So friends, your brain is a muscle, train on it. Well-being is a skill that can be learned like any other skill, but through regular practice. So friends, here the regular practice is the key. Friends, that's all in this video. Till I see you next week on some other interesting topic. Bye bye.